Well, I've just woken up, sort of. I guess this should be, I don't really know what I'm about to talk about. It's hot, I'm bothered, I'm brothered, and besistered, and blistered, and twisted sister. Have you seen him? Rob Schneider? Roy Schneider? So a lot of these are first name Schneider types. Rob Schneider, isn't he a comedian? D. Schneider. Well, there goes that premise. D. Schneider, Roy Scheider, who was in Jaws. They should remake Jaws with D. Schneider as the shark. Some lady swimming along in 1970s pubic plumage. I swore recently watched that. I mean, I remember when I was a child, I was hiding under the chair for most of the time when I saw Jaws. Totally terrifying when that head pops out from Richard Dreyfuss's shirt. He's not that ugly. He was really good in it, actually. So was Roy Scheider. They're all good. It's a great film. A lot of people don't realize that the theme music was completely plagiarized from Prokofiev's Battle on Ice from Eisenstein's Alexander Nevsky film. But then again, he got a lot of it from Stravinsky in The Rite of Spring. Doesn't seem that difficult to come up with. You know, if you think about it. I've got this note. I don't know what to do with it. Why don't I like this other note. Do. Okay, what's the other note should I do? It's good though, isn't it? They should try that as well. They should make the film D. Schneider as the shark, and they should change the just have the Marseillaise play Marseillaise or however you pronounce that one. Marseillaise. Yeah, fuck the French. Marseillaise. The D. Schneider underneath the water, in full Twisted Sister regalia. He's coming up between the big muff, which is what his guitar player is using on his guitar to get the distortion sound of the big muff. And he swims up between the big muff of the 1970s lady. What was I talking about? Yeah, I saw her recently. And the lady is, I was a small child when I saw her. She has large breasts, which is all a small child really cares about. Oh, shit. Yeah. Good that it's blue. It's good that it's blue, actually. Because we're talking about Jaws. Um, Jaws. I always thought that was a really rubbish title for a film. Jaws. Elbows. Hmm? Lower vertebrae. I don't know, it's just Jaws. It's not really the Jaws I was worried. Like if great whites just had jaws and didn't have the actual teeth, they wouldn't be quite as frightening. You know, they'd be like a large gummy fucking sardine. I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna boom. Okay, granddad, sure, get back to the south of fucking South Africa. Let those South Africans fucking deal with you. I don't want to. And off the coast of Cape Cod. Cape Cod. Cape of Good Hope. Cape of, what's the one in South America? Cape of Last fucking Despair or something like that? There's Cape of Good Hope. Cape of Last, there's one of them that means abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Or something like that. Cape of something, I should know. Cape of Superman and Cape of Capers. From the original pizza from Napoli. Simply made with beautiful thin crust dough, tomato sauce, uh, mozzarella, and capers. That was it. That's the original pizza. God, I love pizza. It truly is. It's just spread like a lovable virus all around the world. You can get it anywhere. My friend told me actually that pizza is bigger than hamburgers as far as worldwide consumption as fast food. It is the biggest and best. Just cheese on toast. You can't beat it. Cheese on toast is incredible too. God, I love cheese on toast. You don't even need the tomatoes. Just get to the good stuff. Get to right to the heroin. The melted cheese with the dough, the carbohydrate, the carbocost, the carbohydrate holocaust, Armageddon. Oh, that melted cheese. God, I love toast. I haven't had toasted cheese for ages. What do you do for any non-British people? You get some bread, and then you get some cheese, and you put the cheese on the bread, and then you put it under a grill, and it melts the cheese. It might actually be better than pizza. I mean, it's up there. God, I love that toasted cheese. God, I love that. I love toasted cheese so much. God, I want to have toasted cheese. Cheese on toast. Not your grilled cheese. That one's shit. I don't know why I don't like that one. It's okay, but it's not quite the same as some red Leicester. God, I love red Leicester. That's really just God, that's just brilliant cheese. Made by communists in Leicestershire, led by Jamie Vardy. Where was I? Yes, Jaws. So we've got Dee Schneider, who is a 6'4" cross-dresser with hideous facial features, not helped in any way by the heavily accentuated, ridiculous makeup he's wearing and the Bette Midler hair. And a hairy chest, of course. So he's underwater. He's got the power of surviving subaquatically. I don't know how. It's through the powers of hair metal. Early 80s hair metal, that is. It's one of the few things people realize about it. The spandex, what it did is it made people evolve gills within a matter of years. You start wearing spandex on the thighs, next 2-3 years later you've got gills and can survive subaquatically. So he's down there, as you will. In this 1970s bird, large breasts, ugly face, I noticed from the original film. One of these, sort of a blonde person, but like a ginger blonde. Like their hair is blonde, but their eyebrows are blonde, and they're just sort of, they don't have the blonde. It's like just very pale ginger. So the fact that they have freckles and well, I'm not going to be derogatory towards our red-haired friends because it's very beautiful hair, and I don't want to. They have enough grief as it is. I mean, it's just non-stop for the red-haired, really, isn't it? Just non-stop grief. Although they're a niche market. Some people absolutely adore them more than anything else. So that's what it is, really. I talked to a red-haired woman about that. She says, yeah, you know, there is some, she's a fetish, basically. Who is, someone famously have that. What's his name? Jack White. He's like that, isn't he? He's the chap from the White Stripes. He's got a real thing for redheads. I think Jim Morrison did. Sacha Baron Cohen, I think he likes redheads, I think. Some of them just like the old redheads. Anyway, where was I? But she's a blonde redhead, which is actually a Japanese band with two identical twin Italian brothers and a Japanese bird who's not a redhead, but they're called blonde redhead. Anyway, if you watch the initial scenes of Jaws, there's this sort of 70s chick. They're at the party late at night, almost early morning, and she's frolicking, and she runs off with this other chap chasing her, and She strips off. It's the 1970s. That's what they were all doing it, even during marriage ceremonies. And she gets her kid off and she jumps in the ocean and she's swimming. And Dee Schneider comes out. Well, the shark comes. Gummo the shark comes up and jaws. He jaws her. Gives her a good jawing. It sounds rather erotic, actually, but no, he uses those massive amounts of ginormous teeth that great white sharks are to bite off her leg and various other parts of her entire body until a torso washes up on the shore a couple of days later, covered in crabs. Not from the big muff, but like real crabs, not the 1970s ones passed amongst young adults. So anyway, she's where am I? Oh, okay. Well, and then just transpose D Schneider, uh, transpose sort of French nationalist sort of yellow vest things with D Schneider. It'll be a hit for guaranteed.